In this video, we're replacing the fuel pump on my 1995 Nissan Silvia. So to start, we need to remove the cover to get access to our fuel pump. There's a connector here you're going to have to undo, and just move that plate to the side. There's a couple of clips to release, and then you'll be able to take off the hoses. It's going to be a little messy, so make sure you have some rags around. Alright, this part's a lot of fun, so I took the time to use a little bit of mineral oil between the collar and the fuel pump assembly itself so that it would loosen up. And then I took a hammer and a screwdriver, as you can see, and just kind of slowly and carefully hammered the collar loose. And now you can see it threads out perfectly. And this is the messy part, so you're going to want to make sure that you have a pair of gloves. So you take this top cover off, it's kind of where the connectors and the hose for the whatever the heck that is comes out. So I'm not sure exactly what things are called, but as you can see, you got to dip your hand down there. You'll feel the fuel pump, you just kind of tug it up, and the carrier and the pump itself will come out.
Okay, here we go.
Be careful when you're taking it out, just in case you want to reuse the fuel pump sock.
Alright, slide it up and put it in the back.
Alright, so now it's time for the fun part. We get to take the old unit, remove that, take it apart, and replace it with the new parts. And so this is a Walbro 255. This is the 240 SX installation kit I got from Injuku Racing. So it should come with everything we need to get this installed. Comes with an adapter, I think that's actually used to secure it in place. I don't know for sure, I've never done this before. We got a new sock, we've got the wiring, and then we've got a new clamp to hold on to the new hose that it comes with, and then actually got some connectors too. So looks like it's got everything you need to do a nice install. So enough talk, let's get to it. So that went pretty smoothly, actually. Surprisingly, I wasn't expecting it to go that smoothly. The one thing I'm concerned about is the pickup on this thing. So if we take a look at where both pumps sit when they're in the bracket, well, first of all, you can see the size difference. Like the new Walbro is a lot smaller than this one. But just look at where the sock sits and where the pickup sits. So I feel like I'm not going to get as much out of my fuel tank as I would have with the pickup that goes this far down. And as far as I could tell, there's no way of installing this on the new Walbro. So it is what it is. I'll just have to make sure I got lots of fuel in my car. But this thing's all ready now, so let's go install it back in the car. Hold up. So before I install this in the car, I decided to go ahead and replace that fuel sock with an OEM unit. I didn't want to reuse the old one, so I went and bought a new one, and it installed fine. So I went and replaced that sock, and now we're going to get it installed in the car. Now this process was actually easier than I thought, so I figured it would be pretty hard to slide that bracket onto something that I can't even see. But actually it slid in pretty easily once I got the fuel pump in the right spot. It slid on very easily.
Hook this up, new hose.
So I went ahead and replaced the hose in the fuel tank with a new one that I bought at the auto parts store, just because I figured I don't want to go back in the fuel tank for a while, so I might as well replace that hose. Now that everything's installed, it's time to test. So I turned over the key a few times to pressurize the pump, make sure there's no leaks.
Don't see any leaks.
Time for a test run. Thanks for watching this video. We'd like to hear from you, so you can leave a comment if you'd like. Also, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And we've got lots of other videos for you to check out.